South Carolina Governor Nikki Haley joins us. Good evening, Governor.
Hi, Greta. How are you?
Very well. So, Governor, we're only about 4.5 weeks or 4 weeks and a day into the new Obamacare launch. How is it impacting your state?
It's the disaster we always knew it would be. You know, the Manhattan Institute said premiums would increase 14%. Our director of insurance said we're looking at more like up to 70%. We are getting ready to see tens of thousands of people in South Carolina get cancellation notices for their individual coverage. And what we are seeing is exactly what we said was going to happen. Premiums are going up, co-pays are going up, deductibles are going up, services are going down. This act is anything but affordable.
So what are you going to do?
You know, I think I'm going to do what we've always done. We have fought Obamacare in South Carolina as much as we possibly could. We said no to the state exchanges. We said no to the Medicaid expansion. And what we're going to do is, you know, continue to talk to D.C. and say, look, you got us into this mess. You guys now need to get us out of this mess. You know, what we are trying to do within our states is stay within our means and live within our budgets. They just turned around and set every state back with this bill that we know did not work.
Are you hearing from Washington at all? Are you telling them the problems that your state is having?
We've definitely discussed it with our federal delegation. We continue to talk about it with everybody that will listen. I guess the hard part for us is we are looking at citizens that are watching their insurance coverage go away, but we're also looking at citizens that thought they were getting free coverage. And what they're understanding is there's nothing free about this. And, you know, from a business person, Greta, what bothers me is had this been any business, and they have 82 deadlines and they had missed 41 of them, they would have delayed it. You know, certainly we want to see Obamacare repealed, but at what point do you not delay this because it is such a catastrophe? At what point do you not say this is doing more harm than good? Maybe we should step back and see how we can, you know, figure this out. And that's what we're waiting on D.C. to do, is it's time for them to step up. Republicans and Democrats, we need their help in fixing this, and we need it now.
The president's been criticized for saying that if you liked your health insurance, you could keep it. And then tonight, about an hour ago, or less than an hour ago, he made this statement. I'll play you the soundbite where now I think he's changed it a little bit, but you tell me if he has.
If you have or had one of these plans before the Affordable Care Act came into law, and you really liked that plan, what we said was you could keep it if it hasn't changed since the law's passed.
If it hasn't changed since the law's passed, is that new, or have you heard that before?
I mean, what a disclaimer. You know, the thing, Greta, is I don't think he knew what was in the bill, to be honest. I think this was just his namesake bill that he wanted to see passed, and he didn't take time to think maybe this isn't going to work. What would take a real leader is to turn around and say, you know what, this isn't working, let's step it back. But what you have now are real people who are losing their coverage, and he promised them something that did not happen. He promised them that they'd be able to keep their coverage. Not only are they not keeping their coverage, you are seeing everyone's rates go up. You are seeing chaos across the health care distribution and among the communities. It is time for him to step back and say, maybe we were wrong, maybe we're not ready, maybe we need to wait on this, and it's not such a great idea.
Governor, we switch gears for just a second. I think you're probably the only governor with a deployed spouse. How's your spouse doing? Where is he? Maybe, I don't know if maybe for security reasons you can't tell us where he is, but how's he doing?
He's doing great. He is still deployed in Afghanistan. It has been a long year, but he is doing what he loves. I could not be more proud of him.
When does he come? How long has he been gone?
He left in January, and our hope is that he will get back, fingers crossed, before Christmas.
Well, it certainly gives you a sense of what so many American families go through, doesn't it? I mean, I know it's tough on your family, but in some ways, you know, I actually like to see public officials sort of experience what many other Americans feel, although I don't mean to deprive your children of a father or you of a husband.
Well, you know, we are a true military family just like anybody else. You know, what you see are men and women who sacrifice their lives so that we have the freedoms that we do in this country. They certainly don't do it for things like Obamacare, but they do it so that we have choices and options. But you also see that there are a lot of spouses and families left back at home that hold up the house front. We take over the finances. We become single parents. We make sure that everything is moving. And more than anything, we tell our spouses all is good on the home front so that they keep themselves safe.
And I don't know if you said, do you have a date when he's expected to return?
We don't have a date as of yet. We know it'll be before the first of the year, and we're hoping that it'll be before Christmas.
Well, good luck to you, Governor, and your husband and to your kids. I hope he comes home in time for the holidays. Thank you, Governor.
Thanks so much. Always good to be with you, Greta.